Welcome to Sports Talk with Steve Jones, the daily talk show with the voice of Penn State football and men's basketball. You never know what special guest may stop on by any given day. Now here's the man of the hour, Mr. Steve Jones.
With us, boy, the Steelers surprised me yesterday. Jeez.
Same.
So I'm going to read this one to you. You're going to love it. So we're on the plane coming back. And, yeah, Jack's in this football pool with his butcher and his wife.
Yep.
I mean, that's just the three of them.
Just the three of them? Yeah, okay.
Three of them. He says, help me pick an ice. I'm in second place right now. So I have to pick out locks. He says, you have to pick a lock in the first half of the day and a lock in the second half of the day. Now, I've done this with him before.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, you haven't done this before. So I told him the lock was Detroit over Minnesota.
At home, I would have thought so, too. If it wasn't Detroit or Minnesota, I would have said the Packers over the Panthers. So I would have been wrong either way.
So he texted me last night. He says, our friendship was always on thin ice to begin with. However, that Detroit pick means I'm only talking to you when we're on the air. And I texted him back and said, I think that's a very fair assessment.
I'll tell you, if it weren't for that, I would have literally said Packers over Panthers. So I would have been wrong, too.
I'm sitting there going, I saw that come up yesterday. I went, oh, son of a gun. I said, he's going to kill me for this.
Especially McCarthy coming back from injury. I thought for sure. And the Lions were hitting their stride.
Oh, they're playing great.
They're
at home.
Yeah, at home.
They're rolling along.
Yeah.
They're like, this is the lock of the weekend. I got it. Yeah, sure. Oh, my God. So I would like to point out that he had every right to send that text.
I'll tell you, I would have been wrong, too. The only other games I would have considered, I would have had right, but they were close. I would have thought Broncos over the Texans or the Chargers over the Titans. Neither one of them, both of them were close.
I think Dallas is playing Arizona tonight.
Yes.
So you have to do a second lock and
Yeah.
second lock.
Kyler Murray's not playing for the Cardinals.
I know that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that when he was writing it on the paper bag. It was written on a paper bag, no less. It's like, He gave me the standings. It's like, he was in second place.
Which means he was assessing this pick hard.
It's like, you gotta be kidding me.
Usually it's like
I also told me Indianapolis was going to be Pittsburgh. That didn't help either.
No, Indianapolis' schedule was favorable a little bit early on. You knew Daniel Jones was going to eventually have a bad game. That happens. And so this was, but then give credit to the Steelers defense. They
played great.
gave him that bad game.
No, they played great. No.
Yeah.
They played great. They did all the turnovers, everything like that. Saturday, look, the first half, Penn State hangs in. It's 17-14 at halftime. Jack and I both thought that the first drive of the second half was a tone setter one way or the other. Could the Penn State defense adjust? Look, Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate are not just two excellent college wide receivers. They're legitimately great college wide receivers. Now, Ohio State is going to have a little trouble in a couple of areas when they get to the playoff. Right? None defensively.
No.
None defensively.
I think I know where you're going here. I agree. Yep.
Penn State,
100% agree.
I did not think their running game, watching the videos going in,
that's
I didn't
certainly
think their
an
running
issue.
game was very good going in. And
No.
that's part offensive line, part running back, like both. And except for the last drive when Penn State
was tired. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
they did nothing in the running game.
No, they haven't really all year. They
Nope.
haven't done much all year in the running
So
game.
they didn't do much in the running game on Saturday against Penn State. It was all passing game. And here's the other part. Penn State needed to do a better job of getting pressure on this kid because when he has pressure on him, right? I mean, it only happened a couple of times, but I didn't like how he reacted to it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the intentional grounding thing, I'm sorry, but you can't. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Okay. He throws the ball almost into the seats. Okay, now it's past the line of scrimmage. But there's nobody there.
Nobody near it. Yeah.
Okay? I've got a big wide view of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody there.
Yep.
That's why I made a big deal out of it on the air. I said, as soon as he threw it, the second he threw it, I said that's intentional grounding.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't move out of the box.
Yep.
All right? What the hell's wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
Seriously, I just sat there and went,
I agree.
right?
Yeah, there's two. Yeah.
Then he put the flag down. Like I says, okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Then they picked
pick
it up. And
Yeah.
they claimed Tate was in the area.
There's no one in
Tate
there.
was in the stadium.
Yeah, Tate was in the stadium. Yeah, that's exactly right.
I mean, I'm sitting there like going, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's.
I mean, come on. Yeah. On the targeting thing, Jack. Look, everybody is adamant about it. At that point in the game, Jack and I were just like, we were just willing to let it roll, whatever they said, one way or the other.
Yeah,
I mean, we were like, okay, all right, fine.
Yeah.
And in other words, we didn't say much about it. I mean, when it happened, it was like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the ball was like it already sailed past him. The whole deal. He launched.
He
himself.
launched, head, made contact with that, and that, to me, what we were taught with we've been asking for 3 years now. What is targeting?
We don't know,
and nobody knows. I don't think the officials know.
Well, no. I mean, this is becoming my problem. I've had this problem with replay for a while. So
Yeah.
I've talked about replay.
Absolutely.
I've got a big problem with replay, right? Because I feel like, first of all, this whole thing at the beginning of the season where we get to go inside and hear the ACC talk about what they're doing, I don't want
care.
that. I do not want that on my screen. I don't want to hear them. I don't want to do whatever. Okay? Get off your backside, make a call, tell me how much time is raining, get it over with.
Agree.
Right? They don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, no. Quiet. Just, I don't want to hear it. Okay? Yeah, this is great. No, it's not. Okay? I find no enjoyment at all of going into the command center and listening to them botch up a call.
Yep, I agree.
Okay? That was the I saw that early in the season. I think it was a Florida State Virginia game.
Yeah, Virginia game. Yep. I saw
like,
the same thing.
I'm sitting there like going, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
this takes you inside. This tells you what they're thinking. I don't care what they're thinking.
Just get the call.
Just tell me what the call is.
I don't care what. Yeah, exactly.
God, do a college scoreboard or something. I mean, something. I mean, it's like, come on.
Yep.
Right? So they go in there. Now, the intentional grounding thing is not reviewed. They just made that call in the field. But, I mean, now we're making things up as we go. Okay? You have to have indisputable video evidence. Okay? How many times have you watched indisputable video evidence in recent weeks where you're like going, I don't get it, I don't see it?
Yeah.
Where you've got to overturn the call in the field, starting with the Oregon game. Okay? The thing with Whittington, that's a disgrace.
Yep. I agree.
That's a disgrace.
Yep.
Okay? Do I think maybe his knee brushed the ground? Maybe.
Yeah, that's not indisputable when you called it on the field the opposite way.
Maybe. I mean, I can see the argument for it. The problem is you can't sit there and the rule states you can't see the argument for it.
Right.
Okay? It says you must have indisputable, no doubt about it, video evidence.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
It's not there.
I agree.
Right? I see a lot of games where it's not there. You can't call what you think happened. You have to call what actually happened. It's like Virginia Tech last year with Miami.
Yeah.
Okay? They called what they thought happened. No, that's not your job. Do your job. Okay? Do your job. In the Virginia Tech Miami game last year, they didn't do their job. Okay? The Oregon Penn State thing didn't do their job. Follow what your job is. Hey, do we have indisputable video evidence? No, we don't. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
Agreed.
It's a fumble. Ball's at the 50-yard line. Penn State's got it. Okay? And there's enough other games where I've watched it and went,
same.
Right. The targeting thing, I think it was just at the point of the game. Jack and I just let it go.
Yeah,
we just let it go.
The concern for me is it's hard for me to tell what targeting is at that point because it looked like targeting to me. And look, did it determine the outcome of the game? No.
But part of it is I'd already complained about the intentional grounding in the first half, and I really felt I needed to back off in the second half and not.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just felt like, nah.
Just that to me definitely looked like targeting. Again, did it affect the outcome of the game? Absolutely not.
Zero.
No way, zero chance. But it's the concern for me is I just don't know what targeting is anymore. I think what you're told. No, they don't. The officials don't. And that's where I look at it and I'm just thinking I have no idea. He launched himself. Used this whether he had intent to use the head or not. The head made contact with the head. That to me looked like targeting. I have no idea what the officials saw that did not call it targeting. A lot of times they won't call it targeting and won't penalize them either. Called him targeting and gave him a 15-yard penalty. So all of that just made no sense. But again,
they're really good. They're really good. I'm just explaining the two areas where they're incredibly talented. Struggle.
Yeah. The one thing I would say that I do want to see, and look, he may throw for 300 yards in the circumstance. I think what turns a good quarterback into a great quarterback is when they play in a bad weather game. That's what I'm waiting for, because you never know what you're going to get in Ann Arbor in November. So I think that's the one thing that I'm looking at is, can he, if you have a game where it's either snow, wind, rain, especially wind, you're going to have to run the ball then what? Mm-hmm. So I think that's the thing that I'm looking at with Ohio State. When you get a bad weather game, how will Sand perform? I think there's no question with the way he has performed this year. He's exceeded expectations.
Let's start with this.
He's been incredible.
Let me start with this. He throws a beautiful ball.
He sure does.
He throws
perfect.
And I said that going into the game on the show last week.
Yeah,
so nothing
he's
about
real good.
Okay, I'm not coming back going, you can't believe how he throws it. I can see it on the video. I told
high
everybody
completion
on the show
percentage.
last week.
Phenomenal
By
quarterback.
the way, $1,500 to $3,000 per game. Okay, with the referee making $3,000.
$3,000.
Yeah. Right. So you can, and they do a great job.
Yeah.
But again, what have I always said? It's been very easy. What my standard is simple. Okay? Make all the easy calls.
Sure.
Okay? You should get 98% of the easy calls.
Agreed.
Okay? Difficult calls are difficult for a reason. I would be lousy at difficult calls.
I agree.
Right? I'd be lousy at difficult calls. Easy calls, I'd be great. I had no problem. Easy calls. The intentional grounding thing was an easy call.
Yeah, thought so too.
Right? In other words, never left the box. It's like I go back to the darn Iowa game in 2008 where he just threw it out of bounds, right? And they said he was out of the pocket. I'm like, what do you mean he's out of the pocket? The snap was on the hash mark. He threw it from the hash mark. I mean, what are we doing here? And you put the ball back on the hash mark.
Yeah. Yep.
I know it's a long time ago, but you see what I'm saying.
No, absolutely.
This. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's no doubt. And that's, it takes away from what is obviously a great game in terms of the first half was incredible. There's no doubt. I think you saw Penn State take advantage of Ohio State's miscues in the first half. And look, second half, Ohio State absolutely dominated third quarter, which effectively put the game away. But the bad calls take away from sometimes great performances and great games.
Well, I mean, look. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it determines the game one way.
No, and it didn't.
I'm not saying that.
And it didn't on Saturday.
Okay, but
it didn't whatsoever.
Right. The game's 17-14 at halftime.
Sure.
Penn State gets the one big break in the first half. That's the fumble, which denied Dennis Sutton force.
Yeah.
Chaz Coleman right there picked it up.
Yeah.
They knock it in. They knock the clock down.
Yeah.
Right. And it's 17-14.
Right. Yeah.
First drive of the second half, bang, bang, and immediately they reassert control. Impressive.
Yeah, that was. I thought that was the game in a big way, because I think if they get a stop there, they keep that momentum. There's things. I'm not saying again the outcome would have been any different, but I think it could have. Things could have been a little better in the third quarter, at least from a Penn State perspective. I think once Ohio State reestablished the momentum, two big plays, I thought that was big. Because you had the crowd on their side, and obviously that miss, third down and long, Sands able to get he had that one rush where he's able to get away. I thought that was huge. I think there's look, sometimes football can be a game of inches in spots. I'm not saying this game was a game of inches. I'm saying in spots. That third down play was a big one. Yeah. Saying it's first down, they score on the drive.
Oh, the 9-yard run.
Yeah,
it's the only time he really had to
absolutely
run. And they had him.
Yeah, and they get
like, geez.
Yeah, just put a couple beautiful passes too. Like, and that's
that Ethan played decently. I mean,
again, I thought so.
I mean, he finally gets a home start.
Yeah, I think that's big. Absolutely, I think it's big. You're playing a great defense on Saturday, no question. But
Indiana, look, okay. The Indiana situation is very interesting. So, I mean, let's do this realistically, all right? Let's start with all the positives. They're very physical up front.
Mm-hmm.
They are extremely confident.
Yeah, and that comes from the coach.
Right.
Yeah.
It also comes from winning.
Yeah, winning. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I agree. Absolutely. Right? No doubt.
You can talk about it comes from the coach.
Yeah, it does.
You
don't win games, I agree.
Okay. Yep. Comes from winning. They made the right call on the quarterback in the transfer portal last year. I'll get to that in a second. And they made the right call in the transfer portal and the quarterback this year in Fernando Mendoza. Makes all the difference in the world. It is interesting that when you look at, for example, look at those receivers. Well, he brought in Elijah Surratt, okay, who had started actually in Loretto, goes to James Madison, comes over with him. But Omar Cooper was recruited and signed by Tom Allen. E.J. Williams comes from Clemson, but he transferred in with Tom Allen. They get Roman Hemby. Now he's the one back of the group that's actually not just a good running back, but a good receiver.
Receiver out of the backfield.
The other guys are like they barely are used in the pass game. The running backs are all transfers. And, he's got Aiden Fisher, who came in from James Madison with him, who plays like a wild man out there. I'm going to get to him in a second. All right. And then D'Angelo Pons, another James Madison guy, that we had to put the 10 guys down in the preseason we thought would be impact players, and I had Pons as one of my 10. All right. Hey, Mendoza throws a great ball, and he's accurate. Okay. Now let's get to... again, I said I was going to make this realistic here. Let's go back to last year. Okay? The schedule was put together in such a way a year ago where they were trying to get to a bowl game. Well, they win. And in the Big Ten, they didn't get Oregon or Penn State last year.
Right.
They got Michigan and Ohio State late. So they're winning going along because they're better, they're playing better, no question, they're getting more confident, the whole deal. All right. And they played Michigan. Michigan.
At home, too. Yeah.
At home. Michigan a year ago was about as poor an offensive team, especially in the passing game. They had no passing game. They're about as poor a pass offense as you're going to see in college football a year ago. Yet, in the second half of that game, Indiana hung on. Okay? Yep. So, let's take the 4 Big Ten teams last year that made the college football playoff. Then I'll transition to this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Ohio State played 16 games last year. 7 of those games were against the field, against the college football playoff field. They were 6-1. Right? So they played 43% of their schedule against the college football playoff. Okay? Penn State was next in that group. They played 5 of their 16 games against the college football playoff field, which is 38%, right? So Penn State played, okay? They played just about a third of their schedule. Okay, let's just say a third. Penn State played about a third of its schedule against the college football playoff field, went 2 and 3. Okay, Oregon only played 3 of their 16 games, or 3 of their 15 games. 20% of their games because they played 15. They played 3 of their 15 games against the college football playoff field. They went 2 and 1. Right? Indiana only played 2 of their 13 games, 15% against the college football playoff field. And they were 0-2 and uncompetitive in both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They weren't competitive in the Ohio State game. They scored the opening drive. Then after that, that was that. And then against Notre Dame, I mean, from the jump, they're just like, okay, we're happy we're here. So now you go to this year. Okay. So you look at what they've done this year. They've got one major league, tells you everything about them, team, pelt. And that's the Oregon game.
Yep.
And it's not just the Oregon game. Okay? It's how the Oregon game played out.
I agree.
Okay? Oregon playing at home, 60,000, Autzen, really loud, the whole deal. Got a lot of swagger coming in. Dante Moore, had the big win at Penn State, great. No double overtime, okay, right? Mendoza drives him downfield, pick six, all the way back. Almost anybody, almost any team that has that happen to them is broken on the road.
Yeah,
you go on the road,
absolutely.
You are broken. 9 times out of 10, that play breaks you. Not this team. They turn right around, bang, 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 touchdown. That was, to me, in the long history of Indiana football that I've watched since 1993. Let's pretend. Before 1993, I didn't watch a lot of Indiana football.
Anthony Thompson's about all I knew prior to 93.
I remember them playing in the Rose Bowl with John Eisenbarger and those guys, in 1967
I definitely don't.
Like
I remember Anthony Thompson or Thomas Thompson, I think it was. I think it was Thompson. Yeah, I remember him, but that was about it.
Antoine Randall.
Randall, yeah, sure. I remember that.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's the single most impressive moment I've seen. That shows you what they got here. And what they got here. Like, all right, pick six. All right, we fouled up. Let's go. It told me everything. Okay. Last year, a lot of pieces fell into place, but when they played somebody really good, that team last year would not have been able to do that. That's Mendoza. Now, are they banged up? Yeah. Fisher hurt his knee against UCLA. They thought he was going to play, but I guess it didn't respond late last week. All right, so he was out. Surratt pulled a hamstring early in the Maryland game. So they had to play without him. They bring Becker in. Becker caught a 52-yard pass. The only catch he had all day, but he caught a 52-yard pass. Okay. Then Evans, really good offensive lineman. They've lost him for the month, so he's not going to play. So they've had a couple of guys get banged up for them that are key players. Yet they had no problem with Maryland. They won the game 52. Evans didn't play in the game. Surratt got hurt early in the game, and Fisher didn't play, and they won 52-10. Okay. Right. They're racking up numbers that are impressive beyond words. They've rolled through, yet I think this is going to be a really tough test for them on Saturday. Mm-hmm. I think it's really going to be a tough. Look, Penn State hasn't played at home since all this happened. They haven't played here. By the way, Oregon's got to play at Iowa. That's the night game on Saturday. I thought that was going to be big noon. I don't know if there's something that says Oregon can't play big noon. I don't know.
No, they played Northwestern big noon.
Oh, they did. You're right. Yeah, which was an 11 a.m. start. That's right. Yeah, so they're going to play at night against Iowa. And at this time of the year now, it's standard time. It's definitely going to be at night. Okay, the whole thing. That means you just have the running game is really impressive. They ran for 245 against Maryland. Now, I don't think Maryland's defense is really, but they ran for 245. They've got a better running game than Ohio State. And I love how Mendoza throws the ball. You look what they did to Illinois. That was going to be the game, right? And they go out and it's like, okay, it's 7-7. I was talking to Todd Blackledge about it. I said, geez, Todd, I said, did you expect 45 unanswered points? He says, Steve, I sat there and he says, I'm watching. I'm thinking, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I'm talking, they absolutely baseball batted that team.
Yeah, absolutely.
One note on Nebraska football. Dylan Raiola out for the year.
Fibula.
Broken fibula. So TJ Lateef, the freshman, has taken over a quarterback for them. And USC came back and won the game on Saturday night. There weren't really, I mean, I know the SEC tries to make a big deal out of games. Oklahoma and Tennessee, I watched the World Series. I didn't bother watching that. It had no interest to me.
Right. No, I didn't
at all. And hey, and Auburn fired Hugh Freeze.
Yes.
I don't know if Jimmy Raines got involved in this or not. You know who Jimmy Raines is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, tell everybody who Jimmy Raines is.
Jimmy Raines should be the AD, right?
No.
No? I do know the name, for sure.
For God's sakes. All you know about is 49er football.
No, I know. I know the name for sure.
I'm kidding. You're not supposed to know who he is. Okay. Jason, I'm joking with you. He is a major league booster. He's the one.
Really?
He's the one that paid the $20 million buyout on Gus Malzahn.
Really?
Yeah. Remember how they a booster stepped up and paid the buyout? That's who it is. I have no idea if he had anything to do with Hugh Freeze. But the Auburn boosters have a reputation. They have a reputation of being about as active a group as you could possibly ask them to be.
That's true. Cohen is their AD, by the way. I forgot about that entirely.
It doesn't matter. Okay? Right?
But you bring up a good point, though, because
and I was kidding you. I apologize. I was just kidding around with you. Okay?
Absolutely. The thing that you bring up a good point, though. You wonder how much that impacts sports, period, anymore in terms of college athletics because of the NIL effect of it. You talked about the possibility that could happen. I think that could happen in a lot of places. Texas A&M being another place. Now, Elko's fine right now, undefeated. I don't think you're complaining much there.
No,
but that's things that I think can happen in the era of college football we're in right now. Yeah. There's no doubt.
So, I know the first name everybody kept bringing up down there that I had heard was John Summerall. Now, who knows? You're always going to hear a lot of names right now.
Yeah, oh, there's no doubt. Yeah,
I always love the people who go, I've got inside information. You do, really? Can't wait to hear what your inside information is.
Yeah, especially since the fact that you're not going to be able to talk to too many people that are in playoff bound, so.
No.
Or likely playoff bound. Can you? Yes, but not much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's just everywhere you look, there are jobs, and then of course, I guess we didn't get into the LSU Scott Woodward thing. We never did do that last week because I was traveling Friday.
I guess they weren't wrong. He wasn't going to help name the next head coach, but. It's yeah.
I mean, that, first of all, they're going to offer a lot of money.
Sure.
There's going to be a lot of support.
And that's back to the...
But, if I'm sitting there and I have a choice between LSU and Penn State, let's just do that. Mm-hmm. We'll leave Florida out of it for the moment, okay? I've got a choice between LSU and Penn State. There is no way in heck I'm turning Penn State down.
Right.
You want to know why? Because that's a circus down there. Okay?
Yep.
It's
been a circus.
I don't really know who the AD is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need the governor getting involved. I don't need any of that. I want to coach ball.
Yeah.
Right?
This ties back to your Jimmy Raines comment. I think that this is the problem. You're seeing people involved that shouldn't be involved.
Yeah.
In every way.
I said last week when I was on a show, they brought it up, and I said, look, I'm a big believer. I may have said it on this show, too. that I'm a big believer in everybody staying in their lane.
Mm-hmm.
I said, in other words, we can have opinions outside of our lane.
Sure.
Right? I mean, some of the people over the years that you've supported politically, holy mackerel. Like, the country being a heck of a handbasket with you. I'm saying, people have political opinions.
Right.
They have opinions about, roadways. They have opinions about whatever. People have opinions on everything. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. That's fine. But when you are a decision maker, okay, you're a decision maker. You may have an opinion about something, but you need to keep it within a tight circle. You don't come out and say what you say. That's not your lane.
No.
Okay? The athletic director is not in charge of putting together a state budget.
Right.
The governor is.
Right.
I don't want the football coach or the athletic director being involved in the state budget.
Vice versa. I don't want the governor involved in naming my head coach.
It's like I don't want the governor involved in the football coach and the athletic director. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not your job.
No.
Ding, ding, ding. Here's your lane.
Exactly.
Okay?
And
now, if the governor has an opinion about what to do about the chancellor of the state university,
absolutely.
Okay, and they do have an interim right now.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Okay? Because, again, now you're talking about something because guess where state funds go? They go to the school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there is an intertwine there. But when it comes to the athletic director. You can have an opinion about the athletic director after the fact.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You can have an opinion about the head coach leaving after the fact. But you don't come out publicly and talk about it. That's not your lane. That's not your job.
No.
I mean, it would be the equivalent of the football coach coming out and saying, I don't understand why we allocate so much money to roads around Shreveport.
Yeah. Yep.
All right?
Well, even tying it.
You're why don't you just talk football?
Yeah. Even tying it to sports, you have, even in terms of up the ladder in terms of professional sports, it involves not only staying in your lane, but trusting the person you have hired to make the decisions to make the decision. When an owner gets involved in pro sports with making decisions on a team, what normally happens? Doesn't end well.
Well, have you seen how much time and effort right now that Jerry Jones is putting into liquid natural gas? I mean, holy mackerel. I mean, and how much money? I mean, he's got his own pipeline. He's got his own, I think the port's he's got a port in Galveston. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
And right now they're hitting it.
Yep.
They're drilling I'm talking how deep how deep the drill has to go to get to it and how hot it is down there and what it takes to get there. He's getting it done.
Yeah.
Now, he's trying to do this while also owning the Dallas Cowboys. Mm-hmm. The Dallas Cowboys are your basic $14 billion side business.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be one thing if he wasn't the general manager.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just the owner, okay? And you've got all the money in the world to play with, whatever you want to do, But he's the general manager, right? If he had a general manager, I would get because he's got plenty of money to pay Micah Parsons. It's over there. It's sitting underground.
Oh yeah,
and he's going to get it.
Absolutely.
Right? Your side business is the $14 billion football team.
Yeah.
Really? It's your side business.
He's at least the GM, though.
That's my point.
Yeah,
my
you're
point
right.
is, in the side business, he's the general manager. Yeah. If he had a general manager in charge of personnel and it's not him,
that's not him.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't.
Exactly.
I'd be like, okay, that's the way most places operate. Like, you ever hear me talk about the Maras or Tish or anybody like that? No, they've got a GM. Yeah, Joe Shane's their GM. Mm-hmm. Right? But no.
Yeah. But even involved just sports in general. Daniel Snyder gets involved with the team that is now the Washington Commanders. What happened there? When anytime an owner overlooks, butts in on the general manager and coach or manager, it's a problem. It's more often than not a problem.
very quickly. I was asked last week. I always love these sites that talk about the announcer jinx.
Yeah.
So I was interviewed last week about baseball broadcasting. Yeah, in fact, that the Spikes are going into what's going to be their 20th season coming up, and I've done all 20 seasons, or at least I will. And he asked me about. He says, let's do 5 quick topics, and one of them was, if a guy has a no-hitter or a perfect game, do you say it? I said, absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
I said,
and look, they know. They can play dumb like, oh, I didn't know. Yes, they do.
Right. I mean, first of all,
yeah,
right? You're announcing the game.
Yes, absolutely. You're informing the audience.
My obligation is to tell you,
absolutely,
that he has a no-hitter.
Sure.
It's my obligation to tell you it's a perfect game. Okay.
Yeah.
Guess what? If a guy gets a hit, did I break up the perfect game?
No.
No. Okay.
No, that's
okay. If he had a one-hitter, what's the difference? He still would have gotten a hit. Okay, great. I mean, that's your job.
Yeah, it's your job to inform.
Right?
Absolutely.
Do not sit there like dance around. He says, so far through 6 innings, nobody's reached base. Just don't be a jerk. Tell him right now he's got a perfect game through 6.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your job. Do your job. Stop playing games. And don't get him. Right. Every time a guy misses a field goal, oh, that announcer jinx got him. If he hasn't missed a field goal inside of 40 all year, guess what? It is a fact.
Yeah.
He has not missed a field goal inside of 40 all season. You're just saying a fact. What, are you supposed to not tell the audience? Okay. The reason you tell the audience is they're like, oh, boy, he's automatic. Boy, he misses it. Hey, now it becomes a big deal. He missed one. Right? Now you're going to get the ball back at the spot where he kicked it, the whole deal. They're on the NFL rule as opposed to college.
Yep.
Right? College, it's the point of the snap. But it's your job to tell people.
Sure.
It's not your job to sit there to dance around things and withhold stuff because you think it's unlucky. Hey, God, we're getting to be a really weird world.
Oh, completely.
You know? It's like the other day, I think Penn State punted from the 42-yard line or something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, opening drive, I think it was.
Opening drive, right. So, and I'm reading a story, and it's brought up, and it says, analytics said 100% you should go for it. Okay. Do you think I give a darn anymore what analytics thinks you should do?
I certainly don't.
Right? Why does the analytics coach the game?
Yeah.
Okay. Terry thought playing field position was going to be important.
Sure.
All right. Okay, fine. Well, he didn't want to give up the ball at the 42 if the fourth down play failed. It was not. I don't think it was 4th and 1, was it? It was like 4th and 3.
4th and 2, I thought. Yeah, I think it was 4th and 2,
something like that. And the story reads, right. So you're basing your story off analytics. Okay. Hey, we are putting out a generation of reporters right now, right, that are too hot take oriented.
Yeah, 100% agree.
And too analytics oriented because they don't know what they're seeing with their own eyes. Like, Green Bay and Carolina are playing yesterday. Green Bay gets down to the 13-yard line. It's 4th down, 13-6. Okay, it's 4th down and goal at the 13. I'm sitting there like, kick field goal. You're going to get the ball back. Kick a field goal. Right? Okay. No, went for it, didn't get it. Guess what they lost by? Shocking. I see that over and over and over again.
Same.
Florida, Georgia. Okay? Billy Gonzalez trying to be aggressive. I got it. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Right? But I'm watching it and I'm going, what are we doing here? Okay? Kick the field goal.
Yep.
Take the points. Take the points when you got a chance to. And guess what? It cost them. Analytics doesn't tell you what to do when it's not good. It never does. It never tells you what the consequences are. This is what happens if you don't make it. Computer is not that smart. Okay? Not saying that.
Yeah.
There are a whole bunch of times I think you should go for it.
Sure.
I'll say on the air, I think they're going to go for it here. Why? Because I'm watching the game. I think they should go for it.
Uh-huh.
Okay? I'll say it.
Sure.
Right? But we're like, well, analytics says, hey, sport, put your sheet down.
Yeah.
With
Use
your own
common
two
sense.
eyes,
Yep.
with your own two eyes, tell everybody what you thought and why you thought you. Don't tell me what the sheet says.
Agree.
Don't care what the sheet says. Okay? What do your eyes say? Do you watch the game? Or are you a fantasy football player? This guy writes an article and he writes that in there. What did your eyes tell you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anybody have any feel for the game anymore?
No, especially baseball.
No feel for the game.
No feel.
None.
I agree.
Feel. Right.
Yep.
Right. All right. I mean, this is where we're going. This is where we're going right now. And I kept lecturing my class over and over again. I may have lectured old school values, but there's a reason why old school values hold up.
Yeah.
Because I kept telling them over and over again, I'd rather have you be second and right than first and wrong. And you know what?
1,000% right
There's
on.
a bunch of kids in that class over the years that I taught that didn't give a darn if they were first and wrong. They just wanted to have their name out there. Really? I think your brand should be locked in with integrity.
Absolutely.
Pete Thamel says something, you feel like it's right.
Uh-huh.
Right?
I agree.
When Will McDonough told you something, you knew it was right. Multi-sourced. Wasn't just a guy.
Right.
Unless you got it directly from the horse's mouth.
Yep.
Breeders' Cup's over with. I'll see Girardi tonight. At 6:30 is the airtime tonight.
All right.
But no, I mean we got to get out of this.
I agree.
You are not serving your audience when you're hot taking, and you're not serving your audience when you're not using your own eyes.
I agree.
And there are a lot of great reporters out there that know. Rich Scarcella knows how to use his own eyes. I mean, I can give you a whole long list of people.
A lot of them are veterans.
Veterans that have been around the block, they've seen it, been there, done it. And by the way, I'm just using him as an example. I could give you a long list of Penn State reporters, Brennan and those, and Bobby Flo and everybody. They do a phenomenal job. John McGonigal, right, do a great job because they know what they're seeing. And they know what they're not seeing. Right? Meanwhile, you get somebody going, analytics says, hey, put it down.
Yeah.
Okay?
I see it in baseball more than I see it in football, but I see it in both. Yeah, no doubt.
So, all right, another great show for you. And by the way, Jimmy Rain is holding on now. 4 wants to talk to you.
Trying to get me an exit. What's he paying up to get me out of here?